Hi guys, this is Carissa with Inky Fairy Designs and welcome back to my 12 days of creative Christmas. Today is day 8 and we are creating this cute little pop-up card. This comes from the Fairy Tale Christmas collection by PaperTrey Ink. And before we get into the project, I just want to show you a little bit more about this kit. Now it is a kit. It comes with the pattern papers, the stamps, and the dies, I believe, all together. So you get everything that you need to create a multitude of full-size cards, little smaller cards and gift tags, as well as shaker cards if you want to. All of these things are coordinated in the kit, and the kit is still available. I'll have a link to it in the description box below, but I just fell in love with this fairy tale theme with the cute little girl and boy figures and all of the woodland creatures that are in this. What I love about the kit, and I don't always get this kit every Christmas, but this one I couldn't resist. But one of the great things about it is that it has all of the matching dies, and they fit perfectly on everything that is in the pattern paper collection. So you can definitely cut those out and use them on your projects. They also fit perfectly with the stamp set collection. So if you don't use the papers, like I'm showing you how they line up and fit and cut out, you can stamp the images and cut them out that way. For my pop-up, I am using this pop-up die. I think it's called Inside Arch from Mama Elephant. Now this just makes it a lot easier to create the kind of pop-up mechanism that is needed for these types of cards. So very quickly before we head into the project, I'm just going through and showing you how you get the dies for the little book covers. You get the dies for these little inside, these little card tags, whatever they are, and it has a die to cut out that middle section as well, which is pretty neat. And then all of those circle tag dies. And then these are really cute. These are the gift tags that are in the collection, and you have both the outside and inside, and it matches that fairy tale kind of like book collection look. And then you get a bunch of pattern papers that just match, that you can use in other ways. So I don't have a die cutting machine that will fit an 8x11 size paper, so I'm just showing you that before I get started with all of the die cutting that I do, I am cutting down each of the papers so that they will fit in my Big Shot. So I have the regular size Big Shot, and so I just need to cut them down so that they'll run through there easily. And then I had this massive cutting session, and I cut out tons of different elements because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. And it's just nice to, you could do this while you're watching TV, just kind of cut everything out of the papers, and then later at a later time you can assemble the different things that you want. So like these A2 size card fronts, I went ahead and cut those out. My plan is to create little shaker cards with them, so I don't know if I'll have a video for that, but you can definitely check out my Instagram. If I create anything with those, I'll post them there. I might film it, I'm not sure. Let me know if you're interested in seeing that in the comments below. So I cut out all these little bits and pieces, and I'm using the purple tape from Therm, and that worked beautifully. I was able to line them up and make sure they stay in place as I run them through, and then I don't have to worry about them tearing the paper when I remove them from the dies. That purple tape is sticky enough that they stay in place, but not so much that it's going to ruin your project or anything that you're cutting out. So here we go, finally trying to get started into this pop-up card. I'm using the little book die, or the book covers, and these were made to go around a matchbook die, so they look like books. That's what they're intended to be. But I decided, I was inspired by a video I saw by the creator of this kit, Betsy Veldman, and I'll put a link here for you guys to check it out. She explains it much better than I can, and I'm using pretty much the same technique. So to make it a flat card instead of like that three-dimensional book die kind of look, you just need to cut off the back flap, and then using some of the pattern paper that is in the collection, I did cut it out with that same die that fits the book look, I don't know, the book paper, and cut that out to match that size, and then cut off the back side of that as well. So that's what I did to start to assemble this card. And it's a small card. I did not measure it, but I would say it's like 3 by 3 or something like that. So I'm folding it. There are fold lines on the die that like kind of impresses into your paper, so you know where to fold that. I just used my bone folder for that. And then to assemble this, I wanted to use a heavy duty tape, so I pulled out my Ranger Wonder tape, and score tape would work just as well with this. Any kind of double-sided tape like this I think would be strong enough to hold this entire card together, because it's just got a unique thing where we're assembling the card and then kind of fitting all of the pieces together rather than just folding some cardstock in half and doing it that way. So I like using the Wonder tape whenever I'm doing something like that. So I just added it all around, and now I'm going to peel off the adhesive and put that down on my back half of the card and kind of aligning it, making sure it's going to line up correctly. And then I'll put that down, and like you see, I've only put the adhesive on the one edge, the book end of the card, so that it'll flap up. And so now I have my card assembled. I have the inside so that it matches. I put another piece on the inside of that to cover the white, so it kind of just opens and matches. I added a little pocket using one of the pieces from the collection, and I love this stamp set. It has a couple of punny sentiments in it. So the front of my card says "'Twas the night before Christmas," and then I'm stamping on the inside with this extreme black ink by My Favorite Things. When I bought you this gift, that's what the sentiment says on the inside, because if anybody knows me, I am still Christmas shopping, so there is definitely the potential that I will be buying Christmas gifts on Christmas Eve, the night before Christmas. And these actually fit gift cards really nicely. That's kind of the size of them, so if that helps kind of gauge what size this is. So after some well, not some, but a lot of kind of hair pulling and figuring out how to do this, I went with the smaller arch die to do this. And I'm just trying to line it up. And what you want to do with these pop-up cards, obviously, I mean, you don't want to see it when you have the card closed. So I'm trying to figure out, okay, where do I need to place this arch in order to close the card and not be able to see anything. And I knew the tree is what my focal point was going to be, and then I was going to add all the little characters and woodland creatures around the tree. So as long as the tree wasn't seen, I knew all the other things wouldn't be seen either. And so I ended up having to cut the bottom part of the tree, and I lined it up. I'm not in the frame, but I lined it up so that it would be even. And I just cut off, I don't know, maybe half an inch off the bottom of that tree. And now, after like setting this aside and coming back to it, I was like, I just have to commit myself to it. I like lined it up, closed it several times, tried to figure it out, but until you actually like put the arch down, You really just don't know. But this Mama Elephant die set really takes the guesswork out of that. So I'm not having to fold cardstock. I'm not having to figure that part out. This has the folds for the little tabs so that it'll stand up, and then it also has the fold for the inside so that it'll shut flat. So that was a really good purchase, in my opinion, to try to make these pop-up cards. And I know different companies have these type of dies. So at this point, I sped it up because all I'm doing now is creating the little scene using this iCraft mixed media adhesive because it dries permanent and it dries pretty quick. So I just hold it on there for a few seconds and it's not going to pop off or move or anything like that, which I really wanted as I assembled this. And so I just add a little bit of adhesive to the bottom where the little arch is, and I'm going to attach all of my characters there. And this is really the easy part. For me, the hard part was like figuring out the mechanism of closing and opening this type of interactive card. I do not do these. I think they're so cute, but I just don't do them a lot. Like, this is the first time I've ever done a pop-up card, and it took me a couple of days just because I had to like step away and come back, and all the die cutting too. That took a lot of time, but I have all the pieces now popped out, cut out, so it won't be that much when I want to sit down and assemble some more of these. It'll be a lot easier. So I just continue to add different elements to and around the tree. This little moon was tricky. I had to use my tweezers to get that guy to be able to pick that up and put that on there. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's very simple. You can see I didn't line it up perfectly. You can still see the little branches kind of hanging out of the side of the card, but that's fine. I'm totally okay with that. And I didn't do anything else to this. All I did was add some Nuvo glitter drops to the front of the card. I didn't do any fancy magnetic enclosures like you would see in the video by Betsy Veldman. I figure putting it in a card or an envelope and then having it open up right away would be cute. So thanks for bearing with me with this video. I hope you enjoyed it. It's my little pop-up card. I wanted to make one of these. I finally did. If I'll ever make another one, I don't know. It's just there's so many steps involved to it, and that kind of turns me off, but I think it's super cute, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up for this video, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this one. You'll see card videos, but I don't know if I'll do more interactive cards. They're like complicated. But I will be back tomorrow with another video for the 12 days of creative Christmas. Until then, stay inspired, be creative, and share that with others. Bye.